History of the Wali, Islamic Sufism, Philosophy, and Influence. Introduction. What is a Wali? In Islam, the word Wali means friend or guardian. In Islam, a Wali is someone who has attained closeness to Allah, is loved by Allah, and lives according to His will. Wali are called Awliya Allah, beloved of Allah, who reach spiritual heights through practice, self-purification, and complete surrender to Allah. Definition of Sufism and Wali. Sufism, Tasawwuf, is a spiritual branch of Islam that focuses on true worship through self-purification, establishing a deep relationship with Allah, and purification of the heart. Followers of Sufism believe that the main goal of Islam is to purify the soul and attain the love of Allah, in addition to physical worship. The various branches of Sufism include the Qadiriya, Chishtiya, Naqshbandi, Chirawardi, Malabiya, and other orders, paths. Each order has produced some prominent saints or Sufi saints who have played an important role in the propagation of Islam and the development of spiritual teachings. Biographies of some famous saints in the history of Islam. 1. Hazrat Abdul Qadir Jilani, R.A., 1077 to 1166 AD. He was the founder of the Qadiriya order and one of the greatest saints. His main teachings were self-purification, charity, and true adherence to Islam. Known as Ghawsul Azam or the Supreme Helper, this saint played an extraordinary role in the propagation of Islamic teachings and the development of Sufism. 2. Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti, R.A., 1142 to 1236 AD. He was the head of the Chishti order and played a major role in the spread of Islam in South Asia. Known as Khwaja Gharib Nawaz, this Sufi saint preached the message of humanity in India and brought millions of people under the cool shade of Islam. 3. Hazrat Baba Farid, R.A., 1173 to 1266 AD. He was one of the leading Sufi saints of the Chishti order. His spiritual teachings were based on humility, sacrifice, patience, and unconditional surrender to Allah. 4. Hazrat Shah Jalal, R.A., died 1346 AD. He was one of the greatest saints of Bangladesh. He is remembered in history for his preaching of Islam in Sylhet and for many miraculous events. Under his leadership, many followers played a role in spreading Islam in Bangladesh. 5. Hazrat Shah Paran, R.A. Shah Jalal's nephew and one of his disciples, who developed Islam in the Sylhet region. 6. Hazrat Bayezid Bastami, R.A., 804 to 874 AD. He was a prominent Sufi saint, who propagated the deep doctrines of Islam through self-inquiry and spiritual practice. 7. Hazrat Data Ganj Bakhsh Ali Hujpur, R.A. He was a renowned Sufi saint, who propagated Islam in Lahore and wrote the famous Sufi book called Kashful Majab. Philosophy and teachings of the saints. The main teachings of the saints are: 1. Self-purification and worship. They worshipped with a pure heart and self-purification to gain the pleasure of Allah. 2. Humility and sacrifice. The saints were free from pride and relied on Allah in all aspects of life. 3. Service to humanity. They always stood by the distressed and helpless people and accepted service to humanity as worship. 4. Tawakkul, reliance on Allah. They believed that everything in life and death is in the hands of Allah and that relying on Allah alone is the right path. 5. Love of Allah and Sufism. The saints were devoted to the love of Allah and showed their followers the path to this love. The miraculous powers, karamat, of the saints. Many miracles, karamat, occur in the lives of the saints, which bear evidence of their spiritual power. Some famous miracles. Shah Jalal's clay sword. He did not have the power to cut anything, yet he won the war. Abdul Qadir Jilani's walking on water. Bayezid Bostami's Miraj incident. However, the saints never spoke about their own power, but considered everything to be the will of Allah. The influence and contribution of the saints. 1. propagation of Islam. Through the teachings and invitation of the saints, countless people have embraced Islam. 2. Spread of spirituality and Sufism. They turned Sufism into a huge spiritual movement. 3. Social development. The saints served the poor, established schools and madrasas, and played a role in establishing social equality. 4. Islamic literature and music. Many Sufi saints have highlighted the beauty of Islam through Islamic literature, qasida, ghazal, and qawwali. Conclusion. The history of the saints is not just a collection of miraculous events, but rather a reflection of a great spiritual movement. The true teachings of Islam, the love of Allah, service to humanity and self-purification, are still relevant today. From the lives and teachings of the saints, we can learn how to build a beautiful life through spirituality and morality. History and influence of saints, details. Saints, Awliya Allah, are an important chapter in the history of Islam. They were not only religious leaders, but also spiritual teachers, social reformers, and guides of humanity. Their lives, philosophies, teachings and miracles, karamat, have shed light on the hearts of people throughout the ages. Importance of saints in Islam. The word saint is derived from the Arabic waliyat, which means friend, protector, or close. In the eyes of Islam, saints are those who are beloved servants of Allah and guided by His guidance. The Quran states, "Know that the saints of Allah will have no fear, nor will they grieve." Surah Yunus, 10 hours 62 minutes. The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "Whoever harbors enmity against a saint of Allah, it is as if he has declared war on Allah." Sahih Bukhari, Hadith 6502. The path of self-purification of the saints and Sufism. The path of the saints is called Tasawwuf or Sufism, which is mainly based on self-purification. Sufis believe that it is important to purify the heart along with external worship. The life of the saints is mainly based on 4 principles. 1. Tazkiyatun nafs, self-purification, freedom from pride and bad qualities. 2. Marifatullah, correct knowledge of Allah, complete faith in Allah. 3. Ikhlas, sincerity, striving to achieve the pleasure of Allah in all matters. 4. Sabr, patience, and tawakkul, reliance on Allah. Some famous saints around the world and their contributions. 1. Hazrat Abdul Qadir Jilani, R.A., 1077 to 1166 AD. He is the founder of the Qadiriya Tariqa. He is called Gausi-Azam, the greatest helper. He taught to stay away from worldly attractions and remain immersed in the love of Allah. 2. Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti, R.A., 1142 to 1236 AD. Founder of the Chishtiya Tariqa. He propagated Islam in India and changed the lives of millions of people. His famous saying, "The language of love is the best language." 3. Hazrat Shah Jalal, R.A., died 1346 AD. He played an important role in spreading Islam in Bangladesh. He came to Sylhet with 360 companions. Famous for his miraculous powers. 4. Hazrat Baba Farid, R.A., 1173 to 1266 AD. A great Sufi of the Chishtiya order. Taught humility, self-sacrifice and service to humanity. His court is still a spiritual beacon for millions of people. 5. Hazrat Bayazid Bastami, R.A., 804 to 874 AD. One of the greatest spiritual saints of Islam. He was so immersed in the love of Allah that he said, "I do not want paradise, I only want the love of Allah." 6. Hazrat Data Ganj Bakhsh Ali Hujbar, R.A., wrote the famous Sufi book, Kashful Majab. Promoted Islam in Lahore. 7. Hazrat Shah Paran, R.A., nephew and disciple of Shah Jalal. Contributed to the spread of Islam in Bangladesh. Miracles of Saints. Saints are blessed with special favor from Allah, as a result of which many miracles, karamat, are seen in their lives. Some famous miracles. 1. Shah Jalal's clay sword. His sword was made of clay, but he still won the war. 2. Abdul Qadir Jilani's walking on water. He used to walk on water and rescue those who were shipwrecked. 3. Bayezid Bostami's Miraj incident. After seeing the Prophet, Pbuh, in a dream, he became so engrossed in the love of Allah that he gave up everything in the world. Teachings and influence of saints. 1. Self-purification and worship. Saints emphasized not only external worship, but also the purification of the soul. 2. Humility and service to humanity. They did not consider themselves high and worked in the service of the poor and the suffering. 3. Propagation and invitation of Islam. Through the saints, countless people have come under the cool shade of Islam. 4. Equality and love. The saints taught love to everyone regardless of religion, caste, or color. 5. Contribution to literature and music. Many Sufi saints wrote Islamic literature, qasida, ghazal, and qawwali, which are still popular today. Conclusion. The saints were not only spiritual masters, they were messengers of the liberation of humanity. Their teachings, philosophy, and lives teach us how to dedicate ourselves to the love of Allah, how to serve people, and how to realize the beauty of true Islam. We should learn from their lives and walk on the path of self-purification, away from worldly delusions. History of saints and their influence, more details. The role of saints, Awliya, in the history of Islam is at a unique height. They were guides to self-purification, preachers of Islam and servants of humanity. Their teachings and lives are still guiding millions of people today. In this chapter, we will discuss in detail the deeper history of saints, the philosophy of Sufism, brief biographies of important saints, their teachings, their social and cultural influence and their miracles, karamat. Identity and classification of saints. Saints have different levels and roles. They are mainly divided into three main categories. 1. Abdul. Live in different parts of the world and secretly propagate Islam and spirituality. Their number is fixed, usually considered to be 40. 2. Qutb. They are the leaders of the spiritual world, through whom Allah maintains peace and harmony in the world. There is usually one Qutb, but they may have several assistants. 3. Gauth. The highest level of saint, who is the source of Allah's merciful mercy for mankind. Hazrat Abdul Qadir Jilani, R.A., is called Gauthi-Azam. Philosophy of Sufism and the role of saints. 1. Self-purification, Tasawwuf. Sufism or Tasawwuf is a type of spiritual practice through which a believer gains closeness to Allah. Its main elements are Dhikr, remembrance of Allah's name. Muraqabah, meditation or self-inquiry. Sohbat, peer-disciple relationship. 2. Sufi tariqa or path. Sufis have various tariqa or paths through which they receive spiritual training and guide others. Some important tariqas. Qadiriya tariqa, founder, Abdul Qadir Jilani. Chishtiya tariqa, founder, Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti. Naqshbandi tariqa, founder, Bahauddin Naqshband. Shurawardiya tariqa, founder, Abu Najib Shurawardi. Malaviya tariqa, founder, Jalaluddin Rumi. Brief biographies of some famous saints around the world. 1. Hazrat Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, R.A. He is called the fifth caliph. He had important contributions in justice, poverty alleviation and revival of Islam. 2. Khwaja Garib Nawaz Moinuddin Chishti, R.A. One of the preachers of Islam in South Asia. He has made a place in the hearts of millions of people through love, tolerance and human service. 3. Jalaluddin Rumi, R.A. A famous Sufi poet and philosopher of Persia. His book Masnavi is one of the greatest spiritual works in world literature. 4. Syed Ahmad Rifai, R.A. He is the founder of the Rifai order. He dedicated his life to compassion, self-sacrifice and service to the poor. The miracles, Karamat, of the saints. The saints have performed many miracles, Karamat, by the special grace of Allah, which bear evidence of their spiritual power. 1. The wonderful story of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti. Once a widow came to him and said that a king had killed her son. He prayed to Allah and the son came back to life. 2. Shah Jalal's stone-carrying fish. Once a fish carried a bag of sand and stones in its stomach, which was a prediction of the victory of Silhet. 3. Abdul Qadir Jilani's walking on water. He was once walking on a river and a suspicious person followed him and he started drowning. Then Jilani, R.A., advised him to repent and he was saved. Social and cultural contributions of saints. Saints not only preached religion, but they also played an important role in social reform. 1. Spread of education. Many saints established madrasas, khanqahs, Sufi centers, and libraries. They combined religious and material education. 2. Poverty alleviation. Provided food, clothing, and shelter to the poor. Started a system of free food distribution known as Langar Khana. 3. Development of art and culture. Sufis have made extraordinary contributions to music, literature, and architecture. Qawwali, Qasida, Ghazal, these are important parts of Sufi culture. Initiation method of saints. Saints usually gave initiation, bayat, to their followers, which symbolized their spiritual education and following the path. Some of the conditions for taking bayat were: 1. Complete faith and obedience to Allah and the Prophet. 2. Self-purification and character development. 3. Unselfish service to humanity. 4. Following the instructions of the Pir. Conclusion. Saints were not only spiritual leaders in the history of Islam, they were social reformers, philosophers, human servants, and true missionaries. Their teachings, lifestyle, and miracles have guided people to the right path of Islam throughout the ages. We should learn from their lives and spread the true beauty and humanity of Islam.